Well, hello, Tipton Baptist. This is your Friday Word of Encouragement for February 26, 2021. It's weekend coming up here. There's decisions to make. I know there's a vote happening for a number of areas, and I would like to share a word of encouragement from you from a guy named George Whitefield. Before I do that, though, just want to mention, I know this weekend, in the message coming up on Sunday, we're going to be considering love, discernment, and prayer. And they're all going to be touched on in the message. Paul's Philippian prayer is actually going to be the title of the message. It's encouraging that Paul prayed for love and discernment and righteous living. It's the things the church is really built to do and carries into the world. Love for God and the world, discernment in the world's activities and in our activities in ministry, and living righteously to reflect Christ clearly. This is what the church is called to do. George Whitefield actually said, God is well pleased when all our actions proceed from love. Love to himself and then outward to souls that are going to end up being seen as immortal. There have been many great leaders throughout church history, but few preachers were as influential to the Western church probably as George Whitefield. One of the founders of Methodism, Whitefield helped spread the Great Awakening in Britain and across the Atlantic into America and in the mid-1700s. He was one of the most famous religious leaders of his time. And though he tends to be largely forgotten today, he still has a lot to teach us. His leading Christians toward love and his statement that I mentioned earlier, it continues to make an impact because God is pleased when all our actions proceed from love, first for God and then for people. This is actually living in obedience to the great commandment. Loving the Lord our God with all of our heart, our soul, and our strength, and our neighbor as ourselves. So Whitefield was really echoing what we know to be one of Jesus' teaching in Matthew 22. Glad obedience to that command from Jesus Christ is what it looks like when we live as a Christian with love as the fuel that takes us into the world. Love for God and love received from Him to pour out on others. Love and discernment and prayer. Loving God, Himself, and then people. And this is what Whitefield was encouraging us to do. And this is what I believe we should be encouraging one another to do, stirring one another up to good works into this very thing. So for this Friday word of encouragement, let's consider Whitefield's statement as a reinforcement of what Jesus actually taught. It applies in all generations, including the one in which we live, even here at Tipton Baptist. When we desire God and His glory to be the result of our fellowship at Tipton, we find that we are receiving the strength to enjoy Him more and also to reveal Him more clearly. We can love people by loving God most and treasuring Jesus Christ in an increasing fashion as we get to know Him more by studying His Word and encouraging one another to memorize it and to live it and to see that it's real and true. So be encouraged today in our Friday Word. This is God's will for Tipton Baptist, that all of our actions proceed from love for God and then love for people. And so we use that as a discerning foundation for the decisions you're going to make for the school board and for the pastoral leadership as a whole. So let's be a church that loves God and loves people. So that's it. That's our encouraging word. George Whitefield shared a little bit. Of course, Jesus is at the root of it. I do ask you one more time before Sunday in your vote, if you have any questions or concerns or just comments or just want to chat, please reach out to me. My email address is pastorjason@tiptonbaptistchurch.org, and you can reach me on my cell phone, 932-1626. Call me, reach out to me, text me, email me, but don't let Sunday come if you have a question you'd like to talk to me about. Just get on the horn and give me a call. I'd love to talk to you. So until Sunday, God bless and stay in the Word.